Now on to this subject. Joe Biden's Education Secretary Miguel Cardona now facing calls to resign after new emails suggest that he asked the National School Board Association to send a letter comparing protesting parents to domestic terrorists. Unbelievable. Fox News White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich is at the White House now with the details. Jackie.
Hey, good afternoon to you, Ashley. Well, that string of fiery school board meetings where you had parents upset over critical race theory prompted the National School Board Association to send a letter to President Biden asking for action against those protesters, and it referred to those who were making the threats as domestic terrorists. That prompted a response from the Justice Department, and now there are allegations from this interest group about a level of coordination between the Biden administration and the group that sent this letter, the National School Boards Association. The group Parents Defending Education, whose self-stated mission is to defend schools from activists promoting harmful agendas, released this letter as part of a public records request that they filed. Now, we've not seen the full contents of what this group was given, but the portion that they released shows school members of the National School Board Association discussing this controversial letter that they sent to Biden and describing it as a request from Education Secretary Miguel Cardona. One member writes to another asking if the board's process was followed in drafting that letter that described the parents as domestic terrorists. They say, "I'm very concerned about the process by which the statement was made and the tone that essentially allowed the White House to direct the Attorney General to consider members of our community domestic terrorists." Now, another member replies saying the interim CEO, Chip Slavin, quote, told the officers he was writing a letter to provide information to the White House, a request from Secretary Cardona. The Department of Education denies that Secretary Cardona made this request. A spokesperson telling Fox News, while the secretary did not solicit a letter from NSBA to understand the views and concerns of stakeholders, the department routinely engages with students, teachers, parents, district leaders, and education associations. But the parents group Defending Education says that this email shows a high level of coordination.
It's completely diabolical. I mean, this is the evidence, this email, that we have not only the Justice Department involved in this diabolical plan, but also now the Education Department. I mean, it's a real just miscarriage of governance, and we, the parents, are not going to shut up.
And the National School Boards Association later apologized for the tone of that letter, which referred to parents as domestic terrorists. They took it down and disavowed it. Ashley.